Hello students, welcome to the Psychology of Adolescence, Psych 3260. You are taking this course through Metro State. It's an online course. My name is Dr. Bethany Fleck and I will be your instructor. You have my telephone number here and my email address. If you've made it this far, you're off to a good start. Please print out your syllabus and have your syllabus available to you. What we're going to do is walk through that syllabus together so that you know the ins and outs of the course, and we can do a quick tour of Blackboard together so you know where everything is. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, diving right in. Here is the front page of the syllabus. One of the first things to make a note of are the dates. The dates that appear on the syllabus here in this video might be different than the dates that appear on your syllabus. That's okay. I don't want to re-record a video for every single semester. So, instead of following what you see on the screen, make sure you're always following the dates that are on your printed syllabus. Here you can see at the top of the syllabus the start date and the end date of the course. You can also see my information, my phone number, my office location, my email, and then the office hours. Again, they'll correspond with the appropriate dates and times on your syllabus. Okay, so you're always going from what you have printed in front of you that was either emailed to you or found on Blackboard. Let's get started with a little bit of a welcoming. So, for most of you, you're taking this in the summer semester, which is an 8-week class. Some of you are taking it in the fall or the spring, which would be a 16-week class. Either way, I want you to know that online learning is different from in-class learning. The way that the content is delivered is through personal self-study, reading of material, and working through things in your own way at your own pace. Online learning is not for everyone. If you're up to the challenge and you're willing to take it on, I'm excited and I can definitely help you. Please email me right away if you have questions. With online learning, I'm not there right in front of you, so I don't know if something's confusing, whether it's content or assignment related. So you're going to have to be the one that reaches out to me. All right, here's the course description. The course covers the major theories of adolescence and research related to adolescent behavior. The physical, cognitive, and social-emotional development of this period is going to be emphasized, including the influence of peers, parents, and schools. Problems and concerns specific to adolescent development will also be discussed. We have 5 objectives in the course. First, to evaluate the importance of the adolescent period of development. Second, to describe the major biological, cognitive, and social changes that occur during adolescent development. Third, to evaluate the influences of various developmental contexts during adolescence. Fourth, to explain the major developmental challenges of adolescence. And fifth, to critically evaluate information of adolescent development encountered outside of the classroom. There are some required texts and technology for this course. First and foremost, the course will use the official Metro State Blackboard Learn website. So you have your link here. You need to make sure that your Blackboard Learn is up and running, and you are asked to consult the website for announcements, updates, changes, and all course documents and assessment pieces. If you have never taken an online course, or you feel a little shaky about your ability to use Blackboard successfully, I highly recommend that you go through the MSU Denver Blackboard Student Training. There's lots of scheduled times. You just need to click on the link here. The textbook for this course is the second piece of required text and technology. It's Steinberg's 2014 textbook. It's called Adolescent. It's in the 10th edition. This is a McGraw-Hill book. The ISBN number is here in case you want to order it online. I'll pull up the front cover of the book here in just a moment so that you can see it. The book is available for purchase at the bookstore. Now, before showing you the textbook, I'm going to quickly take you to Blackboard so that you can see the portal. And as we go through the syllabus together, I'm going to show you where different things are. Hopefully, this will help you be successful in the course and you don't feel as if anything is hidden or uncertain. So if I click on the Blackboard link here, it will take us to the Blackboard homepage. Now mine will look a little bit different than yours because I'm an instructor and you're a student. That's okay. So here you have all of your courses. You probably will have to log in first. I was already logged in. And then what we'll do is we'll find the Psychology of Adolescence. Here it is. When I click on this, it will take us into our course. What I'm going to do now is pull up the front page of the textbook so that you can make sure that you have the appropriate one in the appropriate edition. I copied the information from the syllabus and did a quick search here on Amazon by pasting it into the search. And you can see I've found the textbook here. This is the front cover so that you know what it looks like. And there are lots of different options. Okay, loose leaf, hardcover, Kindle versions. You can also rent for a much less expensive cost. So you'll want to do that or use the bookstore to make sure that you get your textbook. We're going to pop back over here to our syllabus now and continue looking through, talking about the course responsibilities and the learning tools in some detail. So, how are you going to learn the information and how are you going to be assessed? The first thing to know about the course is that we use learning modules. There are 3 main learning modules. They're accessed through the Content tab on Blackboard, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Each of those modules has lecture notes, which are PowerPoint slides. There's textbook reading, there's some quizzes, weekly blogs, exams, and a couple of assignments that are due at the end of the semester. Okay. So let me show you where those learning modules are. If we pop back over to our Blackboard Learn, on the home page, you'll see the Content tab over here. This is where you can find all of the information that you need for the course. So I'm going to click on Content. Here are our modules, Learning Module 1, 2, and 3. There's also some information about an assignment and a final exam. We'll get to those later. If I wanted to go ahead and enter the first learning module, you're going to see the required assignments and methods of learning the material all here. So you'll start with an overview of what the module is. You're going to find PowerPoint slides, an overview of the activities and due dates, quizzes, weekly blog topics, exams, and that's where this module ends. Let me tell you a little bit more about each of those things using the syllabus. So, the readings. It's important that you read the required chapters that are outlined in the course schedule for each of the learning modules. Again, I just want to reiterate that there's a lot of reading when you're in online classes. If you don't read, you won't be successful. You're responsible for the material in your text, and you're responsible for the material on PowerPoint or lecture notes as well. Okay. So I have some recommendations here in the syllabus. Use those recommendations. I put them here to help you be successful. So just as a reminder, reading is super important, especially for online learning. Okay, the next piece that we're going to look at together are lecture notes. Lecture notes are PowerPoint files. They exist for each of the modules. They highlight important aspects of the textbook reading, and they ask you to think about the material in different ways. They will help focus your attention, and they can be used as good places to take notes. Something that's really important, and I've underlined here, new information that's not in the textbook, will also be presented on the lecture notes, and you are still responsible for learning that information. What I mean by this is that some of that information will be on the quizzes and the tests. So you're going to want to use those lecture notes for more than just a guide in the reading, but also as a method for learning about adolescent development. Let me go ahead and show you what some of those lecture notes look like. So if we bounce back over to Safari into our Learning Module 1, there is a folder here that says PowerPoint Slides. I click on that folder and it brings me in. Okay. There are some PowerPoint slides here and some that are based into different folders based on the chapter in the reading. So I could go into biological transitions, for example, and what I'm going to see here are 3 sets of PowerPoint slides. Now I don't want to re-download them because I have them on my computer anyway, but I'm going to pull up an example. We could look at biological transitions of puberty and health issues, this first one together. So let me just pull them up from my own folders here so that you can get a glimpse of what they look like. This goes with chapter 1 in your text. So the PowerPoint slides are here. You can scroll down. They have notes, important information, things that you're going to want to pay attention to as you read, and to help you further understand some of the ins and outs of each of the chapters with additional information as well. Okay. All right, so PowerPoint slides are super important and super helpful. They're one of the major ways that you're going to learn information throughout this course. Back over to our syllabus. Let's talk a little bit about weekly blogs. You're going to participate with your peers in weekly blogs where you write blogs and then you respond to your peers' writing. Okay. It's going to be on hot topics and personal experiences. They're a lot of fun, interesting things to talk about. Okay. Now, they say weekly. If you're in an 8-week class, you're going to be doing 1 or 2 of these, mostly 2 per week. If you're in a 16-week class, only 1 a week. Okay, so it depends on the schedule. You're always using your syllabus with your due dates to help you figure this out. It's all outlined for you. Now the blogs are assessed through the weekly blogs folder in each of the learning modules, and I'll take you to that in just a minute. Each blog is worth 10 points. So you have 5 for your post that you write, your initial post, and then you get 5 more points for a peer comment. Full credit is given as long as there's evidence of adequate thought and effort. So I might give you half credit or very little credit if I can't tell that you've really thought about and worked on the topic at hand. Now you're going to respond to your peers, and when you do so, discuss things like the points that were most interesting, things you have in common, maybe things that are different. This aspect of the course is really attempting to foster a sense of community and a community of learning where we can engage in general chit-chat just like you would in a face-to-face course. These type of interactions have been shown to be very important for success in online courses. So let me show you one of the folders for the weekly blogs and a couple of the assignments so that you feel comfortable in completing this part of the course. So I'm going to head back up here to Learning Module 1, okay, the first learning module. When I scroll down in the module, I will find a folder for weekly blogs. Here it is. So in this folder with the description, I can see the reminder of the points, and I can see a little bit of how they're graded. Okay, always going from 0 to 10 points total. I click inside of my weekly blogs folder, and I'll find each of the blogs in order from 1 all the way down to 4. Okay, there's only 4 required blogs for this first module. Let's go into number 3 as an example. So I'll click into blog number 3. Here's the blog. This is what it looks like. You're going to have your writing prompt right here in the center. And this says, many products are marked to adolescents to deal with changes that come with puberty. The ads are designated to sell the products with a clear message that the products can help, but they also send subtle messages about the meaning of puberty events. So in this week's blog, describe an ad, print or TV, for such a product. And then you'll answer the rest of these questions here. Okay? So all of the blogs are very similar in the type of responses that I'm looking to get from you. So what you'll do is you'll click here and you'll create a blog entry. Okay? What you're going to see is all the blogs that pop up over here on the right side after they have been written. Okay? And then you can go ahead and click on your peers' blogs and leave comments to them to earn those additional 5 points. All right. So we could look at another one here just for a second example really quickly. Number 2, which was puberty. If we click in this one, again, you have a prompt. You'll create the blog and then you'll start writing. And you'll start writing on your peers' entries as well. The blogs have specific due dates. And you're going to want to make sure that not only is your initial post, your written blog, up by that due date, but also the peer comment. So the sooner you get these done, the better off you are, especially for your peers, so that they can go in and read and make comments. So you're helping one another out here. That's really important. Okay, let's go back to some of these course responsibilities and learning tools. Exams. There are 2 exams in the course that are multiple choice, and then there's a comprehensive final exam, a third exam. The comprehensive final is multiple choice and essay. The exams are all taken online. They all have due dates. There are points associated with each one, and you can read about those here in the syllabus, as well as the description of the exams that are on the course modules and in the content tab of Blackboard. Again, some recommendations that are here to help you be successful on this assessment. Let me show you quickly where they are on Blackboard. So when we go back in to our learning module 1, this is where you're going to find the first exam. So you'll scroll down, and just like with the other aspects of the course, there's going to be a folder with a description, and I'll click into this and I'll see my link here for the exam. Okay, so I'm not going to click on that now. This is where you would go. For the final exam, it's not within a learning module, but it's within the content tab. So I go back to content where I enter module 1, 2, and 3, and you'll see down below here the final exam folder. And so you can click on that. Now, just like exams, there's also quizzes. There are 6 quizzes. They're smaller and they're shorter. The quizzes for each of the learning modules are found within those modules. They have due dates. Once you begin the quiz, you have 15 minutes to complete it. You can't reopen it. You can't retake it. And they're worth 25 points. All of this is inside of each module. So instead of module 1, let's look at module 2 this time, context of adolescence. When I click in here, I'm going to see the same types of things as I did in module 1. An overview, activities and due dates. Here are the PowerPoint slides. Down here, the blogs, the exam, and here's the folder for quizzes. It tells me some overview, some information, and when I go into the folder, this is where I can access, in this case, quiz 3 and quiz 4. Okay. All right, pretty straightforward so far. If you have questions as I'm walking through this, write them down and shoot me an email or give me a call. I'd be glad to help you. The 2 final assignments are writing assignments. One is a research article assignment, and the other one is an adolescent in the media major writing assignment. We're going to look at where these live on Blackboard in just a minute, and there are full explanations of those assignments that are located there. You'll want to follow those directions explicitly to be successful in these 2 writing assignment aspects of the course. But a brief discussion of each here now will serve us. So to start, the research article assignment. This has you summarize and evaluate a research article. You're going to want to do this with a peer-reviewed empirical research article, and there are steps on how to obtain one of those on Blackboard. This is due at the end of the semester. However, I recommend starting on it much, much earlier. The second and the major writing assignment is an adolescent in the media assignment. You're going to use a popular media format, either a TV show or a movie, and identify the main adolescent character and analyze their development. Now, in the past, I have given students the particular movie that I wanted them to do. We use The Breakfast Club. Now, you can use any movie or any TV show you want as long as the main character is an adolescent. So in a moment, when we look at the Blackboard shell, you're going to hear this referred to as the Breakfast Club paper, but just keep in mind that it can be any TV or movie as long as the adolescent is the major character. And instead of analyzing all of the different characters that existed in the Breakfast Club, you get to choose just one and go into depth. So just keep in mind that there are some differences that you might see there. You're always going by what's in your syllabus and what's on your Blackboard shell. Let's take a look at where these requirements are right now. So to start, we'll look at the research article. That one is found in Learning Module 3, Developmental Tasks. So I click on this, and you'll see here the writing assignment, evaluation of a research article folder. So you can click into the folder, and it gives you the assignment right here. Now there are the instructions, there's some links to getting an article, how to do that, and then how to use APA style references. Everything that you need is right here. Grading is right here too. So to submit, I would end up attaching a file using MS Document. Browse my computer right here and attach my file. Okay. For the Breakfast Club paper, you're going to find that also in the Content tab. Everything's here in Content. You go down to the bottom and you see there's a folder here that says the Breakfast Club. So you'll click on that folder, and this will give you the paper assignment and some reminders. Hey guys, just a quick reminder. Even though it says the Breakfast Club on the video right now, yours might say something different, like Adolescents in the Media. Still just referring to the major writing assignment. There are slight changes to it. Go by your syllabus and go by what you see on Blackboard. Everything lives in the same place. So just a reminder that the titles might be a little bit different. Please email me if you have questions. I don't want any confusion. Okay, let's head back to Blackboard. In this assignment, it looks just like the article evaluation, where there's information here and then the place that you browse your computer and upload your file. The club assignment paper is what you need to complete the assignment. It gives you the exact details. Make sure you pull up the assignment sheet for your writing assignment. It will have the objective, it will have steps, it will have an outline provided to you, and it will also have a grading rubric. So you're going to want to use this to be successful in this aspect of the course. Okay, let's see. I'd like to show you just a couple other things here on Blackboard. So when you're inside of a learning module, let's go into 3 this time, just so you see all 3 of them. You're going to see the overview, and then directly below it you have activities and due dates. This is on your syllabus as well, but they're right here in each of the modules as a good reminder. It's just the course schedule. So you see what week we're in, you'll see the readings, and then you'll also see the assignments that are due, as well as the points in the last column. So you can use this overview to help you to make sure that you're getting all of the pieces of the course done and done in time, so by the due date. The other piece on Blackboard that I wanted to show you is communication. So if I click on the Communication tab, what I'll see are a few ways of getting in touch with me and ways that I'll get in touch with you. Course messages. There's a link to the blogs here, and there's also the send email. I'm actually going to drag this send email to the top right now because this is the important one, and this is the one I want you to use most often. This send email goes to the Connect You email. It goes to the MSU at Denver. The reason why this is preferred to course messages is because I don't have to sign into Blackboard to see it. Now, I'll be in Blackboard a lot as the instructor, but, you know, maybe I shouldn't say this. My email system for MSU Denver is linked to my iPad. It's linked to my phone. And so I get those much easier and much more quickly. So you might get a faster response through this send email feature. So you can click on this, and then you can send emails to the class, to groups, to the instructor, which is what you're going to want to do for me. Okay. So if I do this, there's my name. That's who it's coming to, and you can type your message in here. The other thing you can do to get a hold of me is just pick up the phone, call the office. If I'm there, I'll pick up and we can talk. And if I'm not there, I'll call you back. Okay, it's an easy way to get some answers to your questions. Let's see, there's another tab over here, My Grades. This doesn't show up for me as the instructor, but it will for you. So you'll be able to see where you stand and feedback on your assignments. And tools. Tools are here as well. So you can explore some of these tools through Blackboard, like Blackboard Help. I don't use the calendar feature, so that won't exist, but it gives you a link to grades, so on and so forth. Okay. The information tab is going to have the syllabus and the Start Here link, which is what you're watching right now. Also, the little course overview that I'm sure you've already taken a look at. This content tab here, this is the big one, right? This is where everything lives. So you're going to want to be using that to get through all of your quizzes, exams, assignments, all of your submissions, everything. Okay, this is the big one. All right, let's finish up with the syllabus. There's not much more to cover, so hang in there. The course, so you can see the breakdown here of your course grade. You've got the 2 exams, the comprehensive final, the research article assignment, the quizzes, the breakfast club paper, and the blogs. It comes to 630 points total, which you can then apply to this grade scale, where you have A+ grades, you have A grades, and finally A- grades. Okay, all the way down through until, unfortunately, don't end up down here. You end up with a failing grade, half of the possible points in the course. The point system is nice. You can always track your own points, and they'll be on Blackboard in the grade book. I'll upload them as soon as I have them, and you'll get feedback on your quizzes and exams immediately after the due date. And so you're going to want to follow along, keep track so that you can kind of see where you fall on this scale at any point. Here's the course schedule. I want to remind you that your syllabus might be different than the one that you see right here. Okay, different dates. It depends on what semester you're in and if you're taking an 8-week or a 16-week course. So what you'll notice, no matter what, is you have the weeks outlined with the dates that things are due. You have the readings and PowerPoint slides, and then you have the assignments and the points, all laid out for you. These are what appear within each of the modules too that I just showed you on Blackboard. Okay. For this course that's in front of us, just to be a little bit more specific, this is summer of 2014, and I was having all of the students turn in materials on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So for week 1, it's Wednesday, June 11th. The students are reading chapter 1. It's the biological chapter. They're reading the whole thing, not just select pages. They're going to do blog post number 1, which is the introduction. Here are the PowerPoint slides that coincide with chapter 1. And that's it for Wednesday. Moving on to Saturday, chapter 2. Just these pages, though. I've selected a few of the pages, not the whole chapter. Quiz 1 is due by midnight on Saturday, June 14th, 25 points. The brain development PowerPoints go along with this, so you're going to want to be looking at both the reading and those PowerPoints. And you'll see that blog post 02, the second one on puberty, which we actually looked at together, is due. And that's 10 points. So you're going to go through and follow this piece by piece, day by day, until we hit the end of the semester. Okay, the last thing that's due in the semester is the final exam. You're going to want to look through your syllabus for the due date for the breakfast club paper. That's a big one. And then also the research article assignment. That's another big one. Okay. You'll see 13 total blog posts. You've got the 6 total quizzes and again, that final exam. That's everything in the course. Some extra information here that's important. I want you to read through this on your own. I'm not going to walk through every single aspect. You are responsible to know these policies and this information. Okay. The first one, questions, comments, suggestions, you've got to speak up. You've got to email me. You've got to ask. Number 2 is a recommendation, a suggestion to you. I think you should decide early in the semester when you're going to work on the course. Stick with that schedule. If you treat it like an in-class where you have particular times that you go to class, you will probably be very successful. I've had this work for a lot of students. Primary communication, email address, Blackboard, you can always call. Human relations statement is here. You can read that on your own, as well as the ADA compliance. Please get in touch with me if you have an accommodation. I can't go back in time and give you some of those accommodations, but I can always make anything that you need accessible for you. The academic honesty policy is important. And then finally, the last one, number 7, is the makeup and late policy. I will read this one to you. Because you will have because you will have an extended time period during which to submit each requirement, and those are listed there, makeups or late submissions will not be accepted. Okay, that's underlined. I've said it to you. You have it here. So please know that they're not accepted. It is advisable not to wait until the last hour of the availability period, as last-minute issues are likely to come up that could prevent you from completing the requirement by the deadline. So things like computer, jobs, forgetting, okay? Those aren't considered to be extenuating circumstances, and so I won't accept the work because of those. Again, if you have questions, if you have concerns, email me, communicate with me, drop me a line, and we'll talk about things. All right. The last document that I want to show you before I let you go, before you're off and running, is the syllabus addendum, and it's attached to all syllabi in the psychology department. So you'll have this syllabi addendum too. It has all the important dates. It gives you those. It also gives you lots of the policies and procedures from the psychology department. You want to look at these. Again, the dates for yours might not be the same as the dates you see here on the screen. Go with the ones that are attached to your syllabus or on Blackboard for you. Okay. Information on withdrawal and complete grades, extra credit. This one's important. The psychology department has a no extra credit policy. So I want you to know that because it applies to all the courses, and it means that I can't give you extra credit even if I wanted to or if I wanted to build it into the course. Harassment policies, course requirement policies are here. The integrity policy for the psychology department is here on the last page. Okay. All right, that's everything. We've walked through the entire syllabus. So I'd like to again personally welcome you to the course, Psychology of Adolescence. I'm really excited to work with you and to get to know you guys. I can't wait to read some of your blogs. That's my favorite part of the course, hearing some of your experiences and seeing you share with your peers. So, Dr. Bethany Fleck here. Call me, email me. Here is to a fun and exciting semester learning about adolescence.